Welcome back. We are all concerned about rising sea levels in South Florida. In Fort Lauderdale, there were 178 tides that were above the flooding threshold last year, and that's the highest in 5 years.
Because of rising sea levels and more frequent flooding, the city is poised to give final approval to a plan to raise seawalls. CBS News Miami's Ted Scouten has the story.
Well, the seawall is going to be going from 3.9 feet to 5 feet. This gives you a perfect illustration of what it looks like and the difference there. This seawall here was just completed by the city. Hendricks Isle is one of those places that floods when king tides hit.
This has always been impassable during king tide.
Barbara Sullivan lives here and knows that it's difficult to get around when the floodwater laps over the seawalls and up through the drains.
This whole circle was completely flooded with 2 to 3 feet of water. All the cars had to be moved because they were being ruined.
You can see that they're just about 13, 14 inches different. And that's the difference in the requirement in the new ordinance.
Dr. Nancy Gassman is a sustainability expert for the city of Fort Lauderdale. She shows us the city's newest seawall raised to 5 feet.
With sea level rise, we're going to be seeing that a 5-foot elevation is going to provide protection against tidal flooding in the future.
Thursday night, Fort Lauderdale is expected to give final approval to raising seawalls by just over a foot to meet a county mandate. It will mean dilapidated seawalls like this one will have to be replaced.
The new ordinance will not impact existing seawalls that are in good shape and are of an appropriate height. It really impacts those property owners that have seawalls that are in need of replacement or seawalls that are so low that they're causing impacts to their neighbors or the public right-of-way.
With more frequent king tides, Dr. Gassman hopes that higher walls will hold back the ocean.
Whenever we have extreme high tides, and they tend to happen more often in the fall, but we actually just had one yesterday that was at a height that would flood the city of Fort Lauderdale's lowest lying areas. Whenever we have these higher tides, the seawalls are the first line of defense.
The city is expected to give final passage on Thursday night. After that, it will go into effect in 10 days. In Fort Lauderdale, Ted Scouten, CBS News Miami.